All right. So, welcome to How to Make Money Selling Workbooks. I'm really excited for those of you who are joining us live and for those of you that are watching the replay. If you don't mind, can you just put in the chat if you have a workbook or you're interested in writing a workbook? I'm just curious to see who all we have in here. So maybe you've written one or you're interested in writing one and you want more information. I would love to hear from you. All right, so we have Dr. Manietta's interested, Coach Chrissy D is interested, Angela's interested, Brittany says she's interested. All right, cool. So I'm gonna get through this. Okay, Valerie says you have one. Perfect. So let me go ahead and just get into this. Now, let's move this. Here's my presentation. I want y'all to bear with me, okay? Because typically I have some administrative support and I am moderating and doing this all at the same time. So if you have questions, I will do a Q&A portion at the end so you can come in and ask your questions. So I will wait to the end to get your questions answered because I may or may not see them while we're going through that, okay? So I have the chat open. I see you guys are interested. You have some that have already created. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get started. All right. So first of all, welcome to How to Make Money Selling Workbooks today. Thank you for everyone that is joining us and those of you that are watching the replay. Let me tell you a little bit about Beyond Book Media. I'm just curious, how many of you have had a chance to be on a Beyond Book Media Lunch and Learn before? Who's new here? Who's an OG? I'll tell you a little bit about Beyond Book Media because sometimes people don't know exactly what we do. All right. So we have our Brand Author Academy, which is a 7 to 21 day writing accelerator. Y'all, we just had 11 authors go through that. And we had, I think, at least 5 or 6 of them finished in 7 days. We are also a book publishing agency. We can do publish your print book, your audio book, your ebook, and your workbooks. Okay. And I absolutely love workbooks. Shout out to Andrea, that's new, Crystal new, Valerie new. All right, perfect. And then we do virtual events and master classes. So I try to do a lunch and learn at least once a month. And then we also do a quarterly challenges in which we help you map out your book, and we do Kingdom Scribes. So we're always pouring into our author community, and we specifically and uniquely target those of you that have brands, that are entrepreneurs, ministry leaders, executives. So about me, I am a mom of 4. I have been married for 12 years, and I am the CEO and founder of Beyond the Book Media. We got started in 2019. So we were pre-pandemic. Our company actually launched in March of 2019. So in a few months, y'all, we are getting ready to I think it went off. Let's go back. In a few months, we are getting ready to celebrate 5 years as a business. So that is an amazing task. What they say, businesses don't make it in the first 5 years. We're about to hit that 5-year milestone. So I'm really excited about that. I'm also an author. So here are all the books that I have authored so far. We have my Write Your Book in 7 Days, which is actually a workbook that is the foundation for our Brand Author Academy. We adapted that into a 21-day Write Your Book in 21 day workbook. My God Bless the Scribe workbook, which has really just launched my brand into a whole nother stratosphere just from doing a workbook, right? A complete strategy from funding your brand. I have successfully fundraise over $500,000 in different arenas, probably more than that. I need to do a new count, but I wrote a quick book on how to do that. My other book, 31 Prayers for Spiritual Wealth, I put in just the prayers that I wish I had access to when I was starting my business. And it is a book that you can read like a devotional or topical. Let's see, do I still have, I feel like I got my original OG one. Here it is. Yep, I still got mine. This was one of the very first copies. You see, it looks like it is tattered up. And then I did an anthology, Speak Up, We Deserve to Be Heard. It was basically us sharing our stories about being Black in America. And then last year, I launched the Supernatural Entrepreneur, 5 biblical principles to help you build your business with God. And what is coming in 2024 is Brand Your Brand, create an irresistible brand that you'll love to talk about. So those are the books that I have authored. So I not only help you guys do it, I am a recipient of writing books as well and authoring books. And if you can see, 1, 2, 3 of these are workbooks on here. Okay. 3 of these are workbooks. And then also I've had the wonderful privilege of being featured in multiple publications. If you just Google me, you'll see I got my start in the hair care industry. As a hair tech, as I flip my hair care industry right now, as a technology hair care founder. And then in addition to that, I founded Beyond the Book Media, Kingdom Business Network, and then my newest baby that's in pre-launch is Heart Beauty Regimen. We created a proven growth oil, and we're in the process of raising funding and building out that complete brand as well. So I'm an entrepreneur, but I'm also an author, and I love helping authors and entrepreneurs write and publish books as well. All right, so we're going to jump into it. Like I said, I'm going to move pretty quickly. If you have any questions, I want you to just put them in the chat and or hold on to them so that I can get to it. All right. So I want to talk first. I want to come into talking to you about the difference. Now, I use workbook interchangeably, workbook, journal, planner. Essentially, they are low content books. Okay. They're low content books. I love them because you can essentially sit down in a day and write the book. I created the God Bless the Scribe prophetic journal in a day, and I've created that Brand Your Brand one. I actually wrote that workbook in 2018, and we're just now about to get it published in 2024. Talk about patience and timing. Okay. I wanted to wait. It was a workbook that I was about to release before its time. And you know what I say, for those of you who've been on our trainings, you need to release the book that God told you to release, not the book that you want to release. Okay. But let's talk about the difference. So you have a journal. Journal captures your thoughts and they can be open-ended. So a journal doesn't even have to have anything in it, or it can have prompts. So you can have like a guided, tell me about your day today. And we're going to talk through some examples. I'll show you some examples a little bit later. A workbook helps you work through a problem to create a solution. So my Brand Your Brand book that I shared with you guys, that is a workbook, because at the end of this, you should be able to have a solid strategy for building your brand, because I have multiple things that you are working through. And then a planner helps you get organized to meet a goal, and it is repetitive. So essentially, my God Bless the Scribe journal is a journal / planner because it's repetitive, and the whole thought is you doing the same thing over and over and over. Okay, so anybody know which one they're interested in writing? You can drop it in the chat. If you have an idea, if you're like, I want a journal, I want a workbook, I want a planner, or you could just say, I don't know. I will say this, listen, can I just tell y'all listening real quick? Don't create all of them in one. Pick the one based on your goal. So let me tell you what I see y'all doing. Let me go back. When people come and they want to publish with us and they bring their workbooks, y'all, it'd be like, y'all have like 5 books in one. So it'll be a planner, habit tracker, workbook, journal to measure thoughts. It's like the journal got ADHD. You're making people do way too much stuff. And so what happens if you try to put all of them in one book, because you're like, oh, I just wish I had something that did everything. I'm telling you, most people don't have the attention span to do everything. So I always recommend, why make one when you can make multiple? And so I just recommend, from my professional experience, as someone who has sold multiple journals and workbooks, that you do not make it a planner in the front, a workbook in the middle, a journal. Like, you don't have to put everything in one drop. Okay. Y'all got it. Y'all following me? I've had some clients, they have a book and a journal all in one. I'm like, no, just create 2 different ones. You don't have to have it all in one shot. All right. So, let's see, here we go. All right. So, let me ask y'all a question. What type of business do you have? Okay. And if you're like, I don't got a business, listen, if you are getting ready to sell something, then you got a business. Okay. You are a personal brand. So you can either put a number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6, or you can just put it in the comments. So 1, if you're a coach, 2, if you are a consultant, 3, if you are a pastor, preacher, minister, evangelist, 4, if you are service-based, 5, product-based, 6, personal brand. All right, so we got listen, if you are selling anything and if you are showing up, you have a personal brand. You might as well brand yourself before someone brands you. I know some of you are like, I don't have a brand. Yes, you do. I promise you do. Your brand is what other people are saying about you based on what you present. So I'm seeing, okay, so we got 1 and 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3s, 1, 2, 4, 5, 4s, 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, 3, and 4, 1 and 3, 6. Okay, I was looking to see if we had any. Okay, Cynthia has product. I was looking to see if any of you guys had product-based businesses. 4, 5, and 6. All right, so we're gonna talk through what that actually could look like for you. Okay. All right, so I want to give you an example of what that could look like for you based on which number you pick. So if you picked coach, consultant, I saw many of you said that you were coaches. Okay, you guys picked number 1. How many coaches do I have, or aspiring coaches? Put I'm a coach in the comments. How many coaches and aspiring coaches do we have? All right, I'm looking. Okay, so I'm seeing a lot of coaches. Perfect. All right, so this is just, let's say you are a mindset coach and you can put in whichever coaching practice that you operate and you have a big goal. First of all, whenever you create a journal or a workbook, you want to make sure that you have one big goal, one big transformation. Again, I see a lot of people making a mistake of trying to, okay, when they get this journal, they're going to find the love of their life, lose weight, make sure their hair, like, you're giving people too many things. And if all of those actions lead to the big goal, then you need to make sure that the big goal is at the forefront so people can understand the transformation. Because if you are trying to say, well, this thing can do da 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 da, all these things, people will be confused. Like, the whole goal of the God Bless the Scribe journal is to help you hear the voice of God for your business. Okay. So let's talk about this example coach. She has just a mindset coach. She has a big goal. She has a live event that she wants to sell tickets to. And so what she's doing is she wanted to do a challenge or a course, 30 days to a healthy mindset. Okay. So she's doing like a 30-day course where maybe she's getting people in at a lower ticket rate or a virtual event for 30 days. And she created a 30 days to healthy mindset journal to go with the course. Are y'all following me? And then from that, she wants people to go to her healthy mindset retreat. Okay. So the goal is she's having a healthy mindset retreat. How many of you guys do retreat or live events or conferences? Did you know that you can sell tickets to that? You don't have to go straight to selling tickets. You can start with creating a product that will help people get to know who you are, what you're about, and then ease them in after they get a chance to experience. I actually recommend this format where you do some sort of physical product or journal or workbook that goes along with the course that you can upsell to your live event, because you already have people that are bought in. Let me know if y'all tracking. Give me a 1 in the comments if that makes sense. Give me a 2 in the comments if you're like, I'm confused, Chanel. All right. All right, so I'm seeing 1s. I see a lot of people, especially if this is your first event, I see a lot of first-time event producers. They want to go straight to hosting an event and they haven't really built enough expertise and community around the topic. And so you can do that with creating a journal. And then, of course, it'll just help people to connect better with you. All right, I'm seeing 1s. I didn't see any 2s. Okay, I'll say it one more time, Coach Chrissy. You want to have one big goal, right? So this example is for someone who has a live event. They're doing a healthy mindset retreat, and it's high ticket. They want to sell this event is $5,000 for this retreat. But instead of selling you straight into the $5,000 retreat, she decided that she's going to create this healthy mindset journal and do a course that goes with it. And then get you in her course for maybe $97, $197. And then after you finish that course, then she's going to sell you to her retreat. So hopefully that made sense. All right, moving on. So why should you do it that way? Low content is easy and fast to produce. That was so fast. She probably could sit and take about a week and jot out her thoughts and have it done. You can sell it at a premium. Listen, when you have a book, I always tell people, so like my book, this book, I think is $14.99. Okay. You know, has like 30,000 words. All right. But really the highest I probably could sell this book is $19.99. And if you guys have this God Bless the Scribe journal, this God Bless the Scribe journal has less words. I think we have a total of 3,000 words, but I sell it at $49.99. Okay. You can actually sell a workbook or a journal at a higher price point. I know that's counterintuitive, right? But you can. People love to buy journals, workbooks, planners. How many of you are planner, journal, workbook junkies? I got a whole, if I were to pull out all my stacks, hold on, let's pull some out. This is just one stack. I got a whole stack of them. So if you yourself are a planner or workbook junkie, you might as well get some of those coins. All right. Oh, you definitely need to, if you have a book, you definitely need to create a journal to go with it. Okay. And it's easier to sell. Let me tell you something. If you say, hey, grab my workbook and my workbook is going to help you do X, Y, Z, or grab my journal to journal your thoughts, or read my book, 9 times out of 10, it's easier to sell. Actually, whenever I sell, whenever I vend, I sell the workbooks way easier than the books. People are drawn to the workbook. And also, whenever you have a workbook and you help someone, or journal, you help someone see what's in it for them before they invest at a premium. Okay. So how many of you are personal brands and speakers? You have a personal brand or you speak? Let me know in the comments. This is another example. All right, quite a few of you guys are. Or aspiring. If you're aspiring, you can go ahead and put something in the chat. You're aspiring. All right. That's fine. That's fine too. Okay, perfect. So if you are a personal brand or a speaker, you can instantly make more money with a journal, workbook, or even a book, right? But we're focusing on workbooks. Included with your session, I did a speaking engagement last month in which I did a prophetic planning session. And prophetic planning is basically like my keynote, my signature talk style that I do, where I help people, I give them a word and I help them hear the voice of God for their business. And the prompts are based off of the content that's in my God Bless the Scribe journal. So of course, immediately after I spoke and I wowed them, I actually sold out of all of my God Bless the Scribe journals. I sold out of every last one of them because it was a no-brainer. And I included it in my session. So what it does is it makes people fall more in love with you, and you'll get booked more, because now once you speak, now they take home your workbook, your journal, your book. And then the next time they have an event, or if they're hosting an event, then you're more than likely to get booked more. Okay. And you can put inside of your workbook the information on how people can follow you or book you. And you have a physical product to sell always. So let's say you have a speaking engagement, your fee is $1,000. You can easily sell a minimum of $1,000 in book sales. So now you've just made double your income because you've brought a workbook. And why am I focusing on workbooks? Because workbooks are easier to sell. All right, so let's talk about service providers. How many service providers do we have? Let me know in the comments who has a service-based business. That means that you provide a service for a customer or client. Let's see. All right. You have a service. Okay, so let's talk about service-based businesses and service providers. You can make that as an intro product for unsure people or DIYers. What is a DIYer? That's the person that says, I can go do it all on my own, right? People are hiring you because you can provide a service. Your biggest competition, did you know your biggest competition is the person that thinks that they can do it on their own? Or the person that's like, I can just do it myself. So there might be coins that you are not capturing because you might encounter a lot of people that want to do it themselves or may not see the value in investing in your products or services. So we do have that a lot here at Beyond the Book Media, where you can publish a book. You know, I always talk about book publishing. I say book publishing is like taxes. You can do them yourself, but why would you want to do it if you don't have to, right? So, but there are people who are like, you know what, I want to do it myself. So then am I going to miss out on that revenue, that income? So I need to you can create a info product where you can capture some revenue from that person that's going to do it themselves. For example, our Write Your Book in 7 Days planner, workbook, planner, journal, it's all of them. No, I'm just joking. I Write Your Book in 7 Days workbook that walks you through writing your book in 7 days. That is something that we sell, and it's an intro product. And if you are a DIYer, you can follow it on your own, or it can show you how much you don't want to do this on your own, right? So you can price it at a premium. It doesn't have to. Let's say if you're showing somebody how to do something themselves, you don't have to price it at $19.99. I have a friend of mine who just did a workbook. She's charging $97 for her workbook. Actually, I had a client who has a home buying workbook, and she's charging $100 for her workbook because it's either pay her, or the branding person pay her $100 or pay $1,500 for a strategy. So it can also be a lead magnet to get more leads that leads to higher ticket items. So if you're putting a workbook in front of someone that says how to build your brand, right? I told you I have Brand Your Brand workbook that's coming out next year, and I'll probably attach some branding services onto it as a consultant fee, as a consultant, but maybe getting my workbook is just $50. But working with me one-on-one, it's $10,000. So if you put $50, $10,000, what's going to be the easier sale? The easier sale is going to be the $50 branding workbook. Then they're going to go through the branding workbook and realize, you know what, I still need Chanel. Let me book a call, right? But you can do that for yourself too. It can be a lead-in. Again, where I see a lot of service-based business owners make the mistake is you're trying to immediately push your high ticket offer, and the people don't know you. There hasn't been any know, like, and trust. And so by creating this workbook that helps them work through some problems or some issues, right? Even if they are a DIYer, you basically give them a glimpse into what it's like working with you. The beautiful thing about this is that you can literally put money on autopilot, incorporate it into everything that you do. So I do a daily broadcast. We are on break right now called Prophetic Planning. And every time we do prophetic planning, we mention the God Bless the Scribe Journal. And typically when we mention it, people buy it. So that's called Sleep Coin. Everybody put Sleep Coin in the comments. Put Sleep Coin in the comments. How many of you guys just want to mention something and people buy, right? And it's not as hard of a sale, honestly, guys, as you trying to convince someone to read your 150-page book. You also can put it at the top of your funnel. So for those of you who had a chance to attend Map Your Book Out, I did a training on Build Your Brand Funnel. And if you can put it at the top of your funnel. So again, like I just mentioned, let's say I'm selling $10,000 consulting packages for my branding strategies, but you may only pay $50 for my book. That's the top of my funnel. So once you purchase my book, then I get your information, your contact, your email, and now I can tag you in my CRM and do regular follow-ups with you because you've gotten the book. And then I can email you and say, hey, have you had a chance to get through the workbook? Do you want to do a call? Maybe I can help you. Okay. You can place it in your email signatures. So I place mine in my email signature, my personal email signature. It basically says, hey, hear the voice of God for your business. Purchase God Bless Subscribe. It sends you to my God Bless Subscribe website. And then, of course, you can share it, talk about it, live it, breathe it. People will buy it. And share that you've used it for success. So show, like, let's say if you use it on your own, I just did that, right? I just talked about how I use my own products. I do. Y'all, I don't make anything that I'm not using myself. Okay. So talk about how you using your own products and services has helped you achieve a certain milestone. Okay. Let me know if y'all are following. You can give me a 1 if you're following, a 2 if you're confused. All right. I see 1 confused. Oh, okay, there we go. All right. So the thing is, you want to diversify how you are generating revenue right now because of the economy, of inflation. People are holding on to their dollars so much more, right? It might have been easier, when everybody had old stimmy, when everybody had the stimulus checks, and they was dropping 5,000, 10,000. Folks are being real picky before they invest money with you. So you want to make sure that you are indeed have something on a lower ticket to offer. And so I think everybody should have a workbook. Okay. Yes, LaShanta, old Stimmy was padding everybody's bank accounts, and now people are like, I don't know. And I'm gonna put this. Let's see, where are we at? All right. Good design wins all the time. Let me talk here. Let me just pause here real quick. Okay, this is just one of the things that I like to share because I know that we all love Canva, and Canva is amazing. It is great. It is awesome. But let me tell you something, y'all, it looks like you did it on Canva. And if that's all you guys says, bro, then you do you. But if you want to charge, you're not going to create a workbook in Canva and sell it for $50. You just need to price it accordingly. I always recommend that when you have a good design, you can charge a premium, okay? So unless you are a certified graphic designer, I just recommend making sure that you get it professionally designed. It is a representative of your brand. So the thing about doing stuff on Canva, especially when it's connected to your brand, is that we can tell it came from Canva because y'all all use the same Canva templates. Use the same Canva template. You're using the same icons. And so now it's like, y'all get what I'm trying to say? I'm trying to choose my words very nicely because I use Canva and I love it. But I just want to let you know, I'm gonna tell you what other people aren't telling you, that you want to, if it's in your budget and you want to be able to get that sleep coin, that you invest in good design. Okay. So we're going to talk numbers real quick. All right. I need y'all to put some dollar signs in the chat. Go ahead and run me some dollar signs. All right. Look, thank you. Put these dollar signs. We got to talk money. Okay. One thing that y'all know about me, and welcome to all the new people, is I exist to help you make more money. Period. Point blank. Don't apologize. Won't apologize. Right? Most of you are people of faith, And let me tell you something. You can have all the anointing talent in the world, but if you broke, if you ain't got no money, then you are pretty much useless. It's one thing to say, I was just talking to somebody on a call. I think she's on here, but I said it's one thing when you can pray for something and pay for it at the same time. When someone comes to you for a need and you be like, oh, I'm gonna pray for you, and then you can pay for it too, right? So I'm always going to include numbers and encourage you guys to charge your worth, okay? And to charge a price for it. Because listen, we are all much better with money. There's a meme floating around that says, y'all don't judge me, but I just got to say it. You wasn't ugly, you was just broke. We are all better with money, okay? All right. Look, I laughed. It was funny to me because I know having more money gives you more options. So that's why I'm going to talk about numbers. Teresa says, yes, I want to pay for it, pray for it, and pay for it. All right. So let's talk about our journal service. So we offer a journal service. It's $3,000. And this is our normal journal service. It's $3,000. Let's say you can sell it for $30 per book. Okay. You can sell it for $30 per book. And let's say it costs you on the higher end $10 per book to print. So now you've made a profit of $20 per book. So you have to sell 150 books, right? In order for you to get your investment back. That's fine. You can sell 150 books. You just get someone to make a bulk order. Let me talk about how you're going to get your investment back. So let's say you have 3 speaking engagements, right? And I'm not even talking about the speaking engagements that you got paid for, because we need to go ahead and add that in there. I didn't add that in the number. But let's say the speaking engagements and you said, you know what, I'm going to speak for free. Just let me vend. All right. If you sold 50 books or you asked them to buy a bulk order of 50 workbooks, right, for your 3 speaking engagements, then you just need 3 of them. And then you've sold your 150 books. Okay. So let's say word of mouth on your website, you're already talking about it, right? And you sell 30 a month, then you'll need 360 books. Or let's say you're able to acquire customers, right? And you acquire those customers at 5,000, right? Think about all the revenue that you've generated. You've generated $35,200. Let me run that back. You invested $3,000. You got speaking engagements. You've sold 360 books off word of mouth. You acquired 5 clients at $5,000. Now you have made $35,000 additionally to your products and services and whatever else you are selling. And these numbers can be rechanged, rearranged, however, from a $3,000 investment. And this is if you were to get our full service workbook, right? Are y'all following me? Give me a 1 in the comments if you're following. Give me a 2 if you're like, I'm confused, run it back. Because sometimes you start talking numbers, it can go a little bit over our head, and I want to pause. All right. Cool beans. Look, I'm moving towards on time. I told you I was gonna have you in here for an hour. So in 2021, my $5 workbook generated nearly $200,000 in revenue. Okay. That was a combination of book sales, new clients, speaking engagements. It was a combination of all of these things. $200,000 in revenue. Do y'all see the money that you are literally leaving on the table? Some of y'all, that's just you, Chanel. No, it is you too. And many of you haven't even attempted to even market yourself. Don't nobody know you can speak. You don't even have it on a website. You have to put yourself out there, but now you have something to put yourself out there with. right? So real quick, I want someone to drop their business or what they drop your business or what you provide in the chat, because I just want to give just some quick examples really quickly. I'll pick somebody. Let me see. All right, we have you sell jams. Okay. All right, cool. So, Joy, you sell jams. I bet that there is somebody who wants to learn how to make jams, or is looking for a jam recipe, or are looking for how to pair the jams. Imagine if you create a jam cookbook, right? Or a jam pairing cookbook, right? Just for hear me out. So let's say you have a variety of jams and you're showing people how they can use the jams. You may not necessarily show them how to make the jams, but you're saying use this jam with this and give them the recipe on how to do that, so that they can buy the jam as part of an ingredient, but now they're making it with the recipe. Okay. Let me know if that makes sense. So we got look, I'm trying to see who we got. It does. Yes. All right. LaShanta says, I provide tutoring, test prep, and hybrid homeschool services for gifted and academically talented students. Well, LaShanta, you absolutely, I'm sure you have a curriculum already. There might be someone who wants to DIY it and they may not want to pay for your hybrid services, your homeschool services, and they may want to homeschool themselves. All right, go ahead and put it in a workbook. 50 homeschool lessons for academically gifted. Or when people sign up, you have your own branded workbook that they have to pay for in order to get through the lessons. Okay. All right, the Boss Wife brand author coach books. I mean, you've written the book, The Boss Wife. Now you can create a journal or a workbook that helps them navigate what actually being a boss wife is. Right? Those are just a few. Y'all got it? Are y'all seeing it for yourself as I just explained that? Does that make sense? So I want you to think about your business, what service or product you offer. Okay. Think about the one big goal. I always say this: solve one problem that creates another problem, or something that people would DIY, but you want to be able to capture revenue and then create something from that. Okay, it's very clear. Yes. So that's why I'm like, y'all need to get y'all a workbook. It's so simple. Workbooks are designed to be transformational. And when people have transformation, they're likely to sign up or to work through whatever else you have next. All right. So let's talk about how to get started. You're going to decide what type. So at the beginning, I talked about how I use the workbook interchangeable between workbook, journal, and planner. I talked about the difference between workbook, journals, and planners, and you can decide which one you want. Okay. A workbook is typically going to have a variety of questions that are going to help someone work through to a big goal. A journal is going to be extremely low content. It's where you're asking maybe like a prompt or even no questions at all. And a planner is going to help someone plan something. It is typically going to be repetitive. Okay. Get it perfect. Create a simple draft and get it professionally designed. That's just one thing I'm always going to hone in on. And listen, guys, if you have any questions specifically for me, we're almost done. I will answer them because I got till 1:30 with y'all. But I want to talk to you about something that we have and how we can help you. So this is a recent vending event. There I go with my God Bless the Scribe journals at my vending table. How many of you guys like vending or have vended before? Or you're like, I need to vend. Listen, if you have not vended yet, you missing out on so much money and opportunities to network and connect. So I want to tell you about how we can help you create